The Far Cry series is a franchise of first-person shooter video games. The first game, Far Cry, was developed by Crytek Studios in Germany and published by Ubisoft on March 23, 2004 for Microsoft Windows. Far Cry received positive reviews upon release. The original game has since spawned a series of sequels and spin-off games. The Far Cry games, due to the history of their development, do not have any significant shared narrative elements, but instead share a theme of placing the player in a wilderness environment where they must help fight against one or more despots that control the region, as well as surviving against wild animals that roam the open spaces. The Far Cry games feature a robust single-player campaign with later titles offering cooperative campaign support. The games also offer competitive multiplayer options and the ability for users to edit the game's maps for these matches. Far Cry game has 5 main games and 1 new upcoming game. Far Cry 2004, Far Cry 2, 2008, Far Cry 3, 2012, Far Cry 4, 2014, Far Cry 5, 2018, Far Cry 6, 2021. Okay, now go the topic. What is the Far Cry 6? Far Cry 6 has been revealed a little earlier than planned via a PlayStation Store leak, which has listed it for launch on 18th of February 2021. Breaking Bad and The Mandalorian star Giancarlo Esposito will play a major role as the dictator of Yara, a fictional country which looks heavily inspired by Cuba. You play as Donnie Rojas, a local guerrilla fighter who takes on the dictator's rule. The game's store description lists it as the largest Far Cry playground to date, with the series' typical jungles and beaches, as well as a city, Esperanza, the country's capital. Employ makeshift weapons, vehicles, and amigos, the new fangs for hire to burn the tyrannical regime to the ground. PlayStation 4 copies of the game will upgrade for free if you play on PlayStation 5, which will almost certainly be the same for Xbox One and Xbox Series X. Fight for freedom, play as Donnie Rojas, a local run, and become a guerrilla fighter to liberate the nation. Yara torn apart, fight against Anton's troops in the largest Far Cry playground to date across jungles, beaches and Esperanza, the capital city of Yara. Guerrilla firepower, employ makeshift weapons, vehicles, and amigos, the new fangs for hire to burn the tyrannical regime to the ground. Okay, let's look about Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 is a 2012 first-person shooter developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It is the third main installment in the Far Cry series. The game takes place on the fictional Rook Islands, a tropical archipelago which can be freely explored by players. Gameplay focuses on combat and exploration. Players can use a variety of weapons to defeat human enemies and hostile wildlife, and the game features elements found in role-playing games such as skill trees and experience. After a vacation goes awry, protagonist Jason Brody must save his friends, who have been kidnapped by pirates, and escape from the island and its unhinged inhabitants. Viz Montenegro is the secondary antagonist of Far Cry 3, appearing as the main antagonist for the first half of its storyline. He was the archenemy of Jason Brody and Dennis Rogers, and is the main key art character for the game, being featured in numerous promotional materials. Early life. Viz was born in 1985 on the Rook Islands, and from a young age, he was a member of the native Rakyat. He was particularly close to his sister Citra and mentions that his first kill was for her. Is that Gustavo Fring? According to screenshots of a listing for Far Cry 6, the game will star Giancarlo Esposito, perhaps best known for his role as Gus Fring on Breaking Bad, as the primary antagonist. The PlayStation Store listing arrived along with a full description of the game, which read, "Welcome to Yara, a tropical paradise frozen in time. As the dictator of Yara, Anton Castillo is intent on restoring his nation back to its former glory by any means, with his son, Diego, following in his bloody footsteps. Their ruthless oppression has ignited a revolution. Further gameplay details were revealed, stating that you will play as guerrilla fighter Donnie Rojas, inside the largest Far Cry playground to date across jungles, beaches and Esperanza, the capital city of Yara. According to the store listing, Far Cry 6 will be a cross-gen title, as a disclaimer states that those who purchase the game on PS4 will be able to upgrade to a PS5 version at no additional cost. So, thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.